All right, so this is a video that is just advertising my school and the 8 classes of the school so far. Although only 7 of them, technically 6 of them have been finished. 1 is in process, the Rudolf Steiner class, we're about halfway through, and then another one begins on March 18th, the Mythology and Movies class. Here they are on Twitter. I've posted them here on Twitter in 2 separate posts, here and here. Since Twitter won't let me do more than 4 images at a time, but I think they look good that way anyway. So let's take a look at them. So the first class we did, actually this is the first class that I taught out of this group, the Psychology of Carl Jung. This contains 8 pre-recorded lectures, but no class discussions, because this was the first course I taught, and I taught it for a different school. It was not my platform. But I do have the 8 pre-recorded lectures for Carl Jung. And that class is a little cheaper if you buy it. It's $125. But let's go back and look at where we started, where I started my school after I taught that Jung class a couple of years ago. We began last year, almost a year ago now, with Transformations of Consciousness Through Time, in which what we did was we went through philosophers of the evolution of consciousness, starting with Rudolf Steiner, then Sri Aurobindo, and then we also did Jean Gebser and Erich Neumann, and then finally Teilhard de Chardin and Arthur Young. So we talked about all of those guys in detail. So if you pay $150 to buy the course, what you get are the 8 pre-recorded lectures plus the 8 2-hour class discussions that went along with it. So that's Transformations of Consciousness, and there's the Psychology of Carl Jung. Then after that course, we did 8 weeks on Understanding Mythology. This one was probably my favorite one because, in a way, it took me back to my origins where I started in comparative mythology, studying Carl Jung and Joseph Campbell and so forth. And we begin the class with discussions of both Jung and Campbell, and then go through William Irwin Thompson and Maria Gimbutas and Mary Sedegast and J.P. Mallory. We go through all those theoreticians of mythology and look at their works. So that course is also 8 classes, 8 pre-recorded lectures, and then 8 2-hour discussions. So you end up getting 16 videos in most cases. In some cases, it might be a video less than that, or it might be several more. So after that, then we did the history of German idealist philosophy, which was a lot of fun. We went through all the great German philosophers, starting with Immanuel Kant. So we went through Kant, and then Fichte, Schelling, and Hegel. And then finally we finished with Schopenhauer. So we went through all those guys and we chewed on them for 8 weeks. So once again, it's $150 for 8 pre-recorded lectures, followed by 8 2-hour class discussions with the students. Okay, and let's see. That's it for that batch. And then so the other 4 up here. This is the class on Rome that was not taught by me, but it was taught by David Getson, who did an excellent job on looking at the disintegration of the Roman Republic and comparing it morphologically on Spengler's timeline with where we are at today, at present. That course was a lot of fun, and I thought David did a really nice job. So that one's completed for $150. And then this is the one we're working on right now, the Philosophy, Mythology, and Cosmology of Rudolf Steiner. So we're halfway through this one now. We're on class 4. So there's 4 more on Steiner to go. But if you pay the $150, then I'll send you all the videos that we have so far. And then each week, as we do a new class, I'll send you the video. And then we also did a class on Friedrich Nietzsche here, a guided tour through 7 or 8 of his best books. I think it was 7. The Birth of Tragedy, Zarathustra, Beyond Good and Evil, Genealogy of Morals, Twilight of the Idols, The Antichrist, and Ecce Homo. So we did 7 books. That was a blast. That was really funny. Nietzsche is very entertaining. I think everybody in the class enjoyed him very much. And then so we just have 1 course yet to go here so far, which is Mythology and the Movies, which will extend on Saturday, March 18th at noon, at 2 p.m. MST, March 18th through April 29th. And what we'll do is we'll talk there about 7 movies: 2001: A Space Odyssey, Star Wars: Apocalypse Now, The Shining, Alien, Blade Runner, and Videodrome. So those 7 movies for which I have written a scene-by-scene book for each one of them. So we'll read my scene-by-scene books. Each one of these has a scene-by-scene book, with the exception of 2001: A Space Odyssey. I began a book on 2001, and I only finished half of it, but the half of the manuscript that's there is not bad. So I'm including that manuscript. I'll be uploading it so that people can read through that, so we can at least discuss that half of the book. But it will give us plenty of vectors to discuss the film in its entirety. I'm quite confident of that. All right, so that's it so far. That is where the John David Ebert School for the Study of Culture, Cosmology, and the Arts is at thus far. I also have these little busts for sale, these resin busts of Spengler, Goethe, and Nietzsche that were done by Josh Melnick. But I have those available, and those are $79.95 each. You get a discount, though, if you buy all three of them. I also do astrology readings, so keep that in mind if you're interested in an astrology reading. They're not free, but hit me up for prices at johndavidebert@gmail.com. And if you're interested in purchasing any of these courses, don't go to the Teachable site. Come directly to me, my email, johndavidebert@gmail.com. And that's where I can talk to you and arrange to send you the lectures and so forth. Okay, so progress report. That's where we're at so far with my school.